Okay, good morning, everyone. I want to let you all know that we're going to be doing blow dry. And with our blow drying, we're going to understand directional blow drying. There are two different techniques that we're going to use. One is going to be a leafing technique, and one is going to be a wrapping technique. These two different techniques you can utilize on your clients. But before we get started, I want to talk to you about your blow dryer. In the process of utilizing your blow dryer, always having your concentrator on in the same direction so everything is lined up together at all times. And so when you're using it, whether if you're working on different levels of hair, when we are dealing with hair that has pheomelon, that type of color to the hair, that means that it has yellow, ginger, red colors. You don't want to use really high heat. You want to use medium heat on that hair. Whether if a person have eumelanin, which provides brown and black in that hair color, then you are understanding that you could use a little bit more extreme heat. Now, in the process, before we blow dry, we want to make sure that we are utilizing a heat protector. Everybody say heat protector.
Heat protector.
You want to apply heat protector to that hair and saturate it before you begin to help to protect the hair from heat. They sell them in many different brands. This is a product that you could utilize in your salon, even for clients that you could retail also. So you're letting the client know what it will work well, hair that it will work well on. And if you ever want to find out when you're dealing with what type of heat protector should I use, when you're spraying heat protector on your hand, like you could take it and spray it, mist it on your hand, and take a blow dryer and put it on your hand, and while it sits there in that heat, before you actually start feeling that heat, you could time yourself and know that if you really start to feel that heat penetrating and getting to your skin, then you know that it's causing that hair to burn. Okay? Are y'all with me? Say yes.
Yes.
Okay, so those are two things that I want you to think of when you're considering blow drying. A lot of things that we will utilize also, some of you all have your comb attachable. You can also utilize your comb to help to blow dry that hair as well for management, and will help to stretch it, that elasticity that's in the hair, so you can produce a straight look to the hair. Some of the things also we're looking at is our implements. We have round brushes. These round brushes that you see create volume in the hair. They have holes in them which allow you to know that they are vent holes. And with these vent holes, they allow air to travel through the roller or your round brush. Now, there is a piece, and some of you all, what is this thing here? So what we do is we turn it, stick it through, and what it does is it allows you to part that hair and subsection that hair to keep it while you're in the process of utilizing. So do I have to pick up a comb to part the hair? No, you take your pointer out and insert it out, and then once you're done with it, then you put it and insert it right back in. Now, also we have a paddle brush. Everybody say paddle brush. The paddle brush is a flat back brush, and that flat back brush we utilize. So anytime that you see, we used to get spanked with these, but you want to make sure that you utilize and you could brush the hair. Now there's two different ways that we talked about how you could brush the hair. You could go in vertically, and vertically starting from the ends of that hair and working your way up helps to detangle the hair. And with it detangling that hair, starting from your ends and working up, till you get up the mid shaft, till you get close to the scalp area. Another way is taking it and holding it horizontally. Everybody say horizontally.
Horizontally.
Horizontally means traveling side to side. Now I could take that brush to create smoothness. Everybody say smoothness.
Mm-hmm.
So with you going in and brushing that hair, smoothing from scalp to ends, or you can start from the ends and work your way up. So this is two different type of ways on how to use your brush. Vertically, just by taking and using maybe the forest trees, is like I like to see them, and you'll just use maybe those first 4 rows towards the tip of the brush and go in and allow oxygen to travel through that hair. Also, horizontally, that helps to add tension and smoothness while you're in the process of adding heat to the hair, which opens up the hydrogen bonds and alter from curly to straight, or making straight and adding tension that stretches the elasticity so you can get smoothness and shine in that hair. Okay, now we discussed some things when it's concerning our rat tail comb. The rat tail comb has teeth that are more closest together. When you're using your rat tail comb, you want to make sure that you know that it's for smoothing only. Everybody say smoothing.
Smoothing.
That's to help to keep that hair strands and all silk together. When you're using a all-purpose comb, you have on one side the teeth which are closest together, and then they kind of get a little bit more wider, will produce a more coarser look. Everybody say coarser look. Or give it a little bit more texture. Large tooth combs, like we have our shampoo comb. And what you need to know when you're considering blow drying after the shampoo is that the hair is wet and it's at its weakest state. So we need to know that the hair is wet and it's at its weakest state. All right, so now we're going to begin. We're going to utilize our sectioning clips to give us control in the process of blow drying. I'm going to go in and I'm going to take my comb. I'm going to start here at the nape line. I'm just going to make me a parting from the back of the ear going across the occipital bone. Everybody say occipital bone. That is the bone that protrudes out the back of the head. That means that if I take my comb, place it at the bottom of the nape, is where the comb actually leaves the head. So you want to make sure that you practice it. I like to take and keep the spine of the comb, that's the back of the comb, away from the head and allow the teeth to touch the head as I part from side to side on the vertical. When you do so, then it's able to separate that hair from one place to the next. I'm going to take, because I got a little detangles here, also lift her head up, and just go in vertically, just so I can help to get rid of some of the tangles. And once I got rid of all those tangles, I'm gonna go in on a horizontal and take my brush and smooth, gripping and C-shaping that hair inside of my thumb and the index finger, creating a nice little bowl so that hair can just go and move right on in. If it gets tangled, then I want to go back vertically and begin to start getting rid of all those tangles that are in the hair. So I'm just going to go in and smooth that on through. I'm going to place my brush, like Mama always tells us, put it back where you got it from. You always want to keep your station nice, clean, and neat at all times, because your clients have that bit more confidence in you being able to give them the service that they desire. Now, when we're utilizing our, and it varies from person to person, when we're using cards, we do not want our cards going across our client's face. So therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and make sure that I keep my card away from my client's face. With that being, I'm going to come in with my blow dryer. So we can see. Okay, so I'm gonna go in on medium, and we're gonna start off with wrap drying. Everybody say wrap drying. Wrap drying is, and we're talking about directional blow drying, is we always gonna follow the brush. We're gonna do what? Follow the brush. Okay, because we work with a lot of clients who have very kinky hair, and a lot of times it's a bit drying. I found out that there are different ways that you could achieve until you get that hair trained and get it moisturized the way that it needs to be. So when we talk about blow drying, when you're working in sections, helps to keep control. So I want to let you know that I'm going to start wrap drying, and it's going to be directional. So I'm going to take my blow dryer and I'm going to just allow, whether if I'm on a slant line, which is a diagonal line, or whether if I am on a horizontal line, I'm starting where? From scalp to ends. Everybody say scalp to ends. Scalp to ends. You may be asking, Miss Shauna, if I was working with somebody that had extremely curly hair, and I start from the scalp, but it starts to get tangled. Then you're going to reverse and start from the ends and work your way up to the scalp, okay? Everybody say from ends to scalp. So therefore, I will go in vertically to stretch the ends of that hair first. And once I stretch the ends of the hair to get rid of all the tangles that may manifest itself through the blow dry, just to help to stretch it. And once I'm able to get through that hair completely, then I want to go in, whether I want directional blow drying, consider wrap drying. That means that you're going to always keep it to the scalp and work it while you follow through from scalp to ends. When we say directional blow drying, did I go in and blow dry the hair like this? No, I don't want to see that. The reason, if you go against the cuticles of the hair, the cuticles, they're like shingles on a roof. So that means that they all go down from scalp to ends. If you go in and begin to start blow drying hair like this, pulling it away, and the hair or the blow dryer is going towards the scalp and not from scalp and going out towards the ends, all you're doing is creating frizz. All you're doing is creating that hair to be this big. And you don't want that. You want to minimize everything at the point of contact. So when we're talking about going in, blow drying, allowing that heat as it travels from scalp to ends, and I want to wrap dry. That's the wrap drying directional. Allowing, do you all see how it's getting a little bit more silkier from when I took it away? And I'm going in, and I can always come back. Take my brush and come back. But I'm following through with the blow dry. And all I'm doing is just wrap drying. Take it and wrap dry. You could take it vertical and go in vertically and wrap dry. I want your arms and your hands to actually go in so you can start figuring it out. So when you go in, you can also take subsections, parting that hair and following from scalp to ends. And we're only talking about wrap drying. You all are going to go and do the bottom section of that hair. And after you go in and do the bottom section of that hair and you are blow drying that hair, and you're going to blow dry it completely until it's nice and straight. So therefore, you should see a little bit more rotation following the brush. All I want to do is just follow the brush, whether if it's vertical, it could be horizontal, placing your blow dryer horizontal, vertical, but you're trailing the brush or the blow dryer to the brush. It has to follow it all the way through from scalp to ends. And this is going to conclude this part. You all are going to go in and take and blow dry at the nape area, make a horizontal parting, and then we're going to blow dry that, and then we'll be ready to move to the second step, okay? If you with me, say yes. Yes. Okay, so therefore, let us get started. So everybody, put your hands towards me, give me good juju's. And at the count of 3, we're going to be just like what Nike say. At 1, 2, 3, just do it. Okay, awesome.
I ain't on my finger.